You know, back in the late 1960s, if you were in Huntington Beach, California, you might have seen this small gospel group singing to hippies on the sand. All peace and love, right? But the man behind the music, a failed pastor named David Berg, well, what he was building would become one of the most chilling global organizations you've ever heard of. And that's really the question we're digging into here. How on earth does a movement that starts with open arms and promises of salvation spiral into this massive empire of control, religious prostitution, and systematic abuse that, for decades, authorities all over the world just couldn't seem to stop? To really get how this all went down, you've got to look at the guy at the center of it all. We need to get inside the head of David Berg and see how his own messed up past became the blueprint for a cult. So, where did this guy even come from? Well, Berg's story started way before he found those hippies. It started in a home where religion wasn't just faith, it was a performance, and it was a tool for profit and for punishment. Okay, so David Berg grew up watching his own mother, Virginia, build a whole career on a lie. We're talking a fake miracle cure that brought her fame and, you guessed it, money. He didn't just see her lie in God's name, he saw how well it paid. But at home, this same woman would subject him to these bizarre, cruel punishments. So, fast forward, he spends decades trying to be a minister, and he's a total failure. He keeps getting fired, usually for sexual misconduct. Then, at age 50, he finds them, lost kids on a beach, all looking for some kind of purpose. He'd found his perfect audience. And this right here, this really gets to the core of his psychology. Later in life, Berg wrote to his followers about this moment with his mother that he took as a sexual advance. Now, whether it actually happened that way is almost beside the point. The fact that he saw it that way and then published it for everyone to read, it shows you that for him, the whole idea of incest wasn't a taboo. It was just a broken boundary, one he would spend the rest of his life trying to break in thousands of other people. So once he had these new followers, Berg moved fast. He didn't waste any time. He had this whole systematic process, and it was designed to do one thing: completely erase their pasts and forge absolute, unquestioning loyalty to him. I mean, you have to understand, this was basically a factory for creating dependency. Step 1, cut off all outside ties. Your family, toxic. Your job, worldly, gone. Then, step 2, give them new biblical names. Wipe the slate clean. Step 3, fill every single waking moment with his voice, his recorded sermons blasting 24/7. There was no quiet time to think, to question. And finally, step 4, take away the one thing that lets you have a private doubt: solitude. Nobody was ever alone, not even for a second.